Yo, what's up, guys? So, one thing I love is utility move. So what is utility move? Basically, it's one little move that can allow you to do different things with it. For instance, this one move can be used as maybe a force, or a control, or a switch, or maybe even a double lift. It just depends on the trick that you're doing and what the move is itself. In this video, I'm going to teach you a fantastic utility move by Carl Fulvis that he calls the UCLA move, which stands for the Utility Center Lift Action. Now, this comes out of the Chronicles book, which is just a massive tome of fantastic material, and I highly recommend it. It used to be a collection, well, it is a collection of sort of magazines that was published in the past, but it was actually collected into one big volume that's just daunting to read, and nobody takes the time to read it, except for me. Nobody knows the Chronicles better than me. The reason why I want to show you this move is because when I first read it, I just fell in love with it. But there are some things with it that I didn't particularly like, and just like all things that I do, I had to change it. And the changes I made to it are pretty significant because there was some weird preparation to get into it, and the setup and the handling was just a bit awkward. And so I've changed it completely, and what I've called it was the FUCK move, which of course stands for the face down utility center kick move. Alright, so what I will do is I will show you the FUCK move, and then after that I will show you the original UCLA move, just to show you the differences that I made to it, alright? So let's say for this trick that I wanted to predict a card, and the card that we'll predict this time, let's make it, I don't know, maybe the two of spades, alright? So what I'll do is I'll shuffle cards like this, and you can say stop anytime, maybe right here is fine. So we'll take a look at that card. Wait a minute, the king. Let's see, if I make a mistake, maybe I can fix the mistake just by rubbing the card like this, and it turns into that two of spades, and that is the fuck move. Alright, so in a nutshell, this move allows you to force a card, and the card that you force is actually a double card, alright? So it's a double lift sort of force, alright? So the force card starts out on the bottom of the deck, and above the force card, you have just an X card that doesn't matter, and you have an in jog, alright? So, like I said, the force card is on the bottom, 2 cards above that is an in jog. So, okay, so 3 cards above that is in jogs. So the way to get into this is very simple. There's a couple of ways, actually. Alright, so your force card can start out on top, 3 of spades. Now what you do is you run 2 cards in an overhand shuffle. That's 1, 2. The third one, you just in jog like this, and just shuffle off the rest of the deck like normal. Okay, so now what you have is your force card on the bottom and an in jog 3 cards from the bottom, and that's the position that you want to be in. Or you can simply do this, you can just have it on the bottom already, and then sort of casually spread through like this, getting a break above 3 cards as you square up, and then just sort of take everything above the break and biddle grip like this, sort of in a squaring action, just move up and move back, thus in jogging that card as it moves back, alright? So either case, you're fine, alright? So the move is this. You want to do an overhand shuffle, and this hides that in jog, alright? So my hand covering this arc over the in jog hides it, alright? So they'll never see that, alright? So you just start an overhand shuffle, a Hindu shuffle, and have them say stop any time. Now once they do, you want to put this on top of the deck in an out jogged position like this, thus aligning that in jogged card with this lower packet like this. Okay, you can see that happening right now. Like this, just align that card with the lower packet as you put that pack on top. Now you're going to apparently lift the deck up like this and show them the card they stopped on and take it out. But in fact, the alignment move happens, alright? So it's sort of like the plunger principle in a way, but it's also like an alignment move. It's hard to explain. It's just like friction, alright? So what happens is this. If I tilt the deck up like this and just put my thumb on the bottom of this packet right here at the base there, and just let this packet fall, watch what happens. A double shoots out of the deck. Alright, so that's a double card. So if I take it out like this, it's a double lift. Let me run through that one more time, alright? So the force card is on top of the deck, the 4 of hearts in this case, alright? So shuffle 2 cards off like this normally. The third one in jogging like this, shuffle off, and then just square the deck up like this. And then you start a Hindu shuffle, like I said. Alright, so they say stop any time. Once they do, you drop this packet on top in an out jogged position, aligning that in-jogged card with the lower packet, as we discussed, like this. All right, so everything looks normal at this point. But what happens is this, like I said, if you just raise the deck and then just let this upper packet fall and it just hits the back of your thumb like this, a double shoots out of the deck like that. So, I mean, this is a double card. So you can just simply take the double out like this and put it on top. And I would advise to not keep a break because, I don't know, I just don't like to keep a break with this handling. So what I did in the performance is I just stripped it out and put it on top cleanly and just held by hand natural like this, because the natural curvature of a double card will allow you to just turn the double over like this with a little squeeze. All right, and it does help beforehand with this method if you sort of bow the deck down like this. That way when you get a double lift, all you have to do is squeeze the side of the deck like this. You can see that sort of popping up, and it's very easy to just lift that up to get that double. So I'm sure you're already coming up with a lot of different things you can do with this move, and that's the beauty of a utility move because that's what it allows you to do. Alright, so now let's take a look at the original UCLA move. It looks like this. It's so awkward, you're not going to like it. Alright, so what it is, it's you begin with the pack face up and you look through it and you predict the top card. At least this is how it's written up in the handling in the book, alright? So when you close up, you predict that card. Now what happens is this. You need to get a break under the top two cards of the deck, alright? So you're like this. Now what he says to do is take the bottom card and just put it in the middle as if just burning the card, and then do it again with the other card like this. Apparently put it in the middle, but really do tilt this time, all right? So you do tilt like this, apparently square it up, but you don't. You just keep that in jog, all right? So, but they don't see that, of course. Now you turn the deck over face up and do a face up Hindu shuffle. So they say stop anytime, and you do that same action by, aligning the in jog with the bottom packet like this. Now you turn the deck over like this, and with this handling, you can just simply push this packet forward like this, and that'll be your double. So I think you can agree that there's just too much fussing with the deck, removing the bottom cards and the whole tilt and turning the deck face up, face down. I think it's just a lot of unnecessary movements, all right? So if you can just do an overhand shuffle and just get into it immediately with that Hindu shuffle, it's much better. But if you still want to do that handling, what you can do is this. Just spread through the deck like this, and then do the same action I talked about by getting a break above that third card from the deck, and then doing the squaring action and jogging that card. Now if you just do the Hindu like this, they say stop anytime. Okay, we'll stop right there, and then you do the move, and then maybe you can do it that way, but I still prefer the FUCK move if I'm just being biased. Alright guys, so as always, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you learned something new, or if you got value out of this video, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and sub to the channel because it helps me out more than you might think. Until next time, happy practicing. I love you guys.